All right, Shalom. This is Har one by Yasha Allah of the Lions Den Camp. I want to say Kal Halayim, Le Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai, by Hashem Harakar Kodash, Ma'amaf. Double honor to the elder apostles of GMS and the elders. And Shalom to you, Akim, Nakwati, my children, that believe in sincerity and truth around the four corners of the earth. Yeah, man, I was talking to a few brothers today about this topic with China and America, you know. Now, they're the two contenders, man. All right. Now, of course, we know Russia is going to be the one that takes America out with the ICBM missiles. Now, but economically, the Lord is using China and America to go head to head and contend. Now, I was telling some brothers earlier, I did a lesson a few years back called Remember the 5th of November. Why? Because that was a time where they set the stage for the tension between China and America. All right. And I think that was 2019 or something like that, 2018. But whenever it was, it was basically known that China and America were going head to head, right? I can't remember what it was fully about, but so now it's being manifest. You have China's economy crashing, but at the same time, it's sort of like that too big to fail situation with Lehman Brothers, when they found out Lehman Brothers wasn't too big to fail, and it failed. And when the difference of what's going on right now is, I want to make clear, is China and America economy is being tested, all right? And it looks like the dragon, Europe, is the one that's testing the situation, giving the power over to China and stripping it from America. But as they move that power seat to China, they're saying, hey, so what do you want? And what do you want as your new rulership? The first thing you want is king. And Xi Jinping, first thing he said was, I want everybody's physical data, you know what I'm trying to say, BIO, all right? BIO data, the metric data, right? And that's what he wants. All right, they want to control everybody and put them into the system. But to move on, you have everything being stripped from America and given to China. All right. China's currency, the yuan, is backed by gold and oil and Bitcoin, or blockchain, I should say. All right. So, and they came up with their own form of crypto, digital currency. Now you have America, they're preparing to come up with their own currency called the Fed coin, or what you would call the digital dollar. But you had a situation that happened when Lehman Brothers crashed. All right, I think it was 2008 but when Lehman Brothers crashed, it caused a ripple throughout the world debt system. All right, the world system. All right, so it affected the whole world. But this with China, it's a company. Just like the government had to try to bail out Lehman Brothers, and it wouldn't work. But China is being tested by having to bail out one of its companies called Evergrande, all right, or Evergrande or Evergrande. It's a real estate company, and this company owes almost $300 billion worth of debt. If not that company, other companies in China, cumulative, they all own $300 billion on the world market. All right. Now, what China is saying, and it's based in dollars too, mind you. But what China is saying this, whether we default, meaning they can't pay it, or they step in and they bail out this real estate company, which I think they're going to do, they're saying either way, it will not affect the system. It will only be a domestic issue. What did that say to me? It says that if China gets hit with a blow, you don't have to worry. It's strong enough to where it won't affect the whole world system. See that, man? But then you got, so they're being tested. All right, fortification, testing their fortification, man, fortitude. All right, their economic fortitude, man. All right, so America is done. It's been circling the drain, and now you have America about to be tested next. And today is gonna be a crazy day on the because you have Biden meeting up with Japan, Australia, and India, and they're all set up to do a stare down with China today. All right. And then you have the end of the month going into October 1st. America has a choice to raise it, well, the feds have a choice to raise the debt ceiling for America or not. Man. All right. So the economic fortitude and stability of America, Babylon, is about to be tested too, and it's gonna crumble. And the feds could easily back out and not do QE3 or anything anymore. They can say, you know what, it's not our responsibility. We're gonna leave it in the investors' hands or whatever. And that's it, man. That's it. So we'll see what happens. But let me read this article real quick. All right, so this is Jeremiah 51:8. Babylon is suddenly fallen and destroyed. All right, so out of nowhere, it's going to suddenly fall, and then it's going to be destroyed. All right, and destroyed. So you got to always separate those two. First, there's going to be the fall of Babylon, then it's going to be the destruction of Babylon. It says, take balm for her, pain. If so be, she may be healed, man. All right. And they've been trying to do QE1, QE2, QE3, QE4, quantitative easing, trying to heal the debt to GDP ratio for America, or the weakness of the dollar, and then you have something called Operation Sandstorm, where all the OPEC nations, oil petroleum exporting countries, they're going to pull out of their OPEC deal that was set up in 1973. All right, by what's his name, man? Just did a lesson on him. Kissinger. He the one that established that OPEC deal. All right. So now, so they all gonna pull out of that OPEC deal, leaving the dollar stranded. It's not gonna have anything back in it, not gold, not oil. So what they're gonna have to do, the dollar's gonna have to be the phoenix rising out of the ashes. You heard Clinton say that before. What is it gonna be? It's gonna become a new form. It's gonna be their new world order, their new dollar, new digital age. It's like they entered the nuclear age with World War II. All right, they're trying to enter the digital age with this World War III that's about to happen. But first, they're sucking all the blood out of the corpse of America, the dying host of America. You know, that's what Europe is doing. And they're putting up contenders against it. And the new choice is China to lead the economy. And they want Russia to be the new military strength like NATO. And while Europe will be the shadow hand, that's what they want to continue to stay rich. Their inward thought is that their houses shall continue forever. All right, verse 9. We would have healed Babylon, but she is not healed. Forsake her. See, now they all gonna forsake America. All right. So they all came together, tried to heal this place, setting up new deals and shit, and it didn't work. It says, forsake her and let us go, every one into his own country. For her judgment reacheth unto heaven and is lifted up unto the skies, man. All right, so all that sleeping in bed with America, they all these nations are sticking to themselves. Persia, China, Russia, Venezuela, all these countries are Philippines. All right. Check this out. All right, so today is September 24th, 2021. It says U.S.-China policy. Biden is bringing together Japan and Australia and India to stare down China. All right. See, it's like watching a boxing match where you see the two contenders, they start talking up the fight a year beforehand just to get people to just promote the fight, good or bad. And that's why I say remember the 5th of November. All right. He said, I know of no reason the gunpowder treason should ever be forgot. All right. They basically saying don't ever forget that moment, November 5th. I think it was 2018 or whatever, where they put China and America on the world stage as the new contenders for the main spot in the New World Order. There it says Hong Kong, CNN, forget France. All right. AUKUS and nuclear-powered submarines. One of the most important moments for the future of U.S. influence in Asia is due to take place on Friday in Washington. That's the day. U.S. President Creepy Joe Biden is holding the first in-person meeting of the Quadrilateral Security Dialogue. Biden can't freestyle for nothing. He's a one-trick pony. He got to stick to the script. So all China going to have to do is just get him off of that script. He going to crumble, man. He going to put his head down and start crying, whimpering like he did before. This is better known as the Quad, an informal strategic forum of the United States, Australia, Japan, and India. Elam. All democratic countries with a vested interest in countering China's rise in Asia. Biden will be joined in Washington, D.C., by Japanese Prime Minister Yoshihide Suga. Indian leader, now their names don't matter. All right, let's get to the point. The meeting comes at a time of great change. Great change for policy in Asia. All right, so Asia is changing their policies, moving towards a new world order, a great reset of the superpowers. As the Biden administration moves to strengthen, they're trying to heal itself because it's weak, to strengthen its diplomatic partnerships in the region. Japan is taking an increasingly hawkish view of China's military buildup. At the same time, Australia, AUKUS defense pact with the U.S. and the United Kingdom has solidified Washington's commitment to Asia, while making some important Southeast Asian partners uneasy. At this critical point, what the Quad chooses to do next is more important than ever. Talking about Biden and them. Australian Strategic Policy Institute senior analyst Malcolm Davis said, compared to its early roots under the George W. Bush administration, the Quad had evolved from a low-key political and economic dialogue, right, politics, policies, and economy, to a very significant player in the Asia Pacific region. Right? Again, everybody's being tested right now. All right, battle tested. See what country's going to stand if their economy is eroded. All right. The Quad is not an Asian NATO. Yes, it is. But at the same time, it is clearly moving in the direction of a cooperative security approach. So basically, it's an Asian NATO. All right. That's all it is. It's another version of the North Atlantic Treaty Organization. You know, another form of the beast. But anytime you hear Esau say, in the same time, right? So now let's keep going. Get to this point. It says here, no, look at this right here. All right, because you got to see it, man. These are two contenders on the field so far. They made this heathen here, Xi Jinping, they made him king. And it's supposed to take place in 2022 to where he's officially the king of China. That means his descendants are going to sit on the throne of China, all right, and rule over whatever countries they rule over. But we know ultimately Yahweh Shai is going to return, and Moab's going into slavery, and Esau, all right. But this is just the fallout and the downfall of America. I'm gonna read this real quick. I feel like we're reading about a boxing match coming up, right? Between like I was telling the brother earlier, Kanat, you have what was the name, man? I'll just say two fighters, you know, pretty important for me to speak about. But I know Rampage Jackson and he's fighting Shannon Briggs. But the only reason we know that is because they've been promoting the fight all year. All right. So now check this out. It says opinion. Biden's strategy to stabilize U.S. See, that means America is unstable right now. All right. It said Biden's strategy to stabilize the U.S.-China relations isn't working. All right. So they would have healed Babylon, but they can't. Okay. Take bomb for her pain. At the UN, United Nations General Assembly this week, several world leaders, including President Biden, emphasized that the United States, Babylon, and China, Moab, must avoid slipping into a Cold War-like conflict where they basically go to war between proxy nations. All right. But it is Beijing that is rejecting Biden's carefully crafted proposal to build a relationship based on equal measures of cooperation. Competition and confrontation is time to consider the possibility that Xi Jinping isn't buying what the Biden administration is selling. They're selling the wolf cookies, man. Check this out. The point is, it said carefully crafted. That's what Biden's doing, man. He's a snake. All right. So this is Job 5 and let me see. This is Job 5:8. I would seek unto Yahweh, and unto Yahweh would I commit my cause, which doeth great things and unsearchable, marvelous things without number. So the Lord is using his spiritual power to control the minds of these heathens. All right. And that goes along with Daniel chapter 2. All right. The breakup of all these nations, man, especially over there in Europe. It says, who giveth rain upon the earth and sendeth waters upon the fields, causeth everything to flow, right? To set up on high those that be low. And we're low right now. And even the Lord said, what? Let the weak say I am strong. So the Lord strengthened these nations to go against Babylon. That thou, which mourn, may be exalted to safety, and the children of Israel, the elect, are mourning. All right. And hopefully the elect will be exalted to safety. That's salvation. All right. He disappointeth the devices of the crafty. See, this damn devil Biden is pushing a crafty poker move, man. Deception. And China's not buying it. The Russia's not buying it. All right. He said the gold and the silver, they shall not delight in it. So Russia not going to want any payoff from America. All right. So it says this. So the Lord is disappointing their imaginations and their plans, devices of the crafty, so that their hands cannot perform their enterprise, man. All right. So every time they try to bring it together, the Lord going to separate and pull it apart. They try to make peace with China and take things back to the way it used to be and build a new power seat together. The Lord going to separate it, because why? It's the time of America's judgment. All right. And the Lord is about to judge this place. He taketh the wise in their own craftiness, and the counsel of the froward is carried headlong, right? Because the scriptures say the serpent was more subtle than any beast of the field. And that word subtle goes back to being crafty. And that's what Biden is, man. And I wasn't going to read this, but spiritually I'm going to read this because Apostle Tahar recently been saying that Biden could be Antiochus Epiphanes, man. All right. Check this out, because he's pushing the policies of the elite. All right. And paganism. Daniel 8:24, and his power shall be mighty, but not by his own power, and he shall destroy wonderfully and prosper and practice, and shall destroy the mighty and the holy people. That sounds like Biden, man. All right, his power is in destroying people. That says verse 25, and through his policy, that's what he's been pushing since he got in office, policies, not laws, but policies. Also, he shall cause craft to prosper in his hand, but it's not prospering against China. And he shall magnify himself in his heart. All right. And by peace shall destroy many. See, the Lord got a stern spirit on China right now. And they know that Esau is a snake, a forked-tongued snake, man. All right, double-minded. Psalms 55 and 21. The words of his mouth were smoother than butter. See that they trained to be politicians. The word politician goes back to the lion. All right. Just like lawyer. You get my point. The words of his mouth were smoother than butter. That's those politicians, man. But war was in his heart. His words were softer than oil, yet were they drawn swords, man. All right. So their words, their heart and their mind is really drawn swords against these nations. America want to go to war with all of them. All right. So they all playing poker when these other nations are playing chess. Habakkuk 2:5. Yea, also because he transgresseth by wine, he is a proud man. See that? They transgress and they continue in their wickedness through their philosophies and their policies. All right, and Christianity. It says what? He is a proud man. So that's why Esau is proud. Neither keepeth at home. See that? All over there in Asia. Trying to take power seat in Asia and shit. Just like in the Middle East. And heapeth, who enlargeth his desire is hell, and is as death, and cannot be satisfied, but gathereth unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people. All right, that's Babylon. And China sees that. They're like, yo, they ain't satisfied. Anyway, they enlarge their desires, their smooth words, they bring hell and sorrow through the war that's in their hearts. So nah. See, China's the big brother now. It's like somebody hitting on you, but you done got stronger. And you're just looking at them like, I could smite you if I want to. But matter of fact, since you hate me so much, I'm just going to grow and be great right in front of your face. That's what China's doing. And my growth and my development is going to expand so far that there will not be any space in this room for that little one anymore. For America. All right, China's the new elephant in the room. All right, so shall not all these take up a parable against him, right? The weak saying they're strong, and a taunting proverb against him, and say, woe to him that increaseth that which is not his, how long, and to him that ladeth himself with thick clay. So China, like, yo, they start dumping dollars because they see that the more they deal with America, the weaker their economy or their currency is. All right. And their ties with other nations. So they're pulling away from America so they can strengthen. It says, shall they not rise up suddenly that shall bite thee, and awake that shall vex thee, and thou shalt be for booties unto them. Because thou hast spoiled many nations, all the remnant of the people shall spoil thee, because of men's blood, for the violence of the land and the city, and of all that dwell therein. All right, so, and that's what they're doing, man. So they're rising up, and they're biting America. A pit of serpents, man. Just biting each other and shit. Satan divided against Satan. All right, because China is always known for economic collapses, man. But I think this one's going to show the strength of the economy of China, even though there's going to be a collapse and famine in China, just like America and Babylon. Why? Because all the currencies around the world are about to crash, even Bitcoin. All right. At some point, they're all going to crash. Why? Because they want to do away with all fiat currency on the earth, all paper money. All right. All floating currencies. And by doing so, they'll move to a digital form of each currency to where China's currency will be the strongest because they'll be able to deal with any nation straight up. They won't have to deal with America. They won't have to deal in dollars if the OPEC nations pull out of the OPEC deal. Everything will be straight transferable and digital. There was no way to trade it before. They had to go through gold, silver, oil, or the dollar. So now they can go through blockchain. All right. It says China asked local officials to prepare for possible storm if Evergrande fails. WSJ says. All right, so it still could fail. Thursday they're supposed to make a payment. Check this out. It says Chinese authorities have told local officials. See, everything's local. They trying to let everybody know, like, yo, this is a domestic issue, not anything you got to worry about in the world. But it's going to affect America. Check it out. And they can try to blame it on China. False flag. Officials to prepare for a potential demise of heavily indebted property developer Evergrande. All right. The Wall Street Journal reported Thursday. Local officials described the signals from Chinese authorities as getting ready for the possible storm. See that? It's like you gotta look at these countries like ships now, and you got pirates. The pirate creepy Joe Biden. Sound like a damn wicked ass movie. And you got the other pirate of China, Xi Jinping. All right, and they like, get ready, we're going into a storm, and they see who got the strongest built fort, all right, or boat. But America's just like the Titanic. So it says local officials described the signal from Chinese authorities as getting ready for the possible storm. And the storm is set up to test each economy. All right. And it's going to happen. It's going to get worse and worse till it's like done to ashes. Boom. Now, which country is going to rise out of the ashes? That's what they're saying. And said the government told them that they should only step in at the last minute to prevent spillover effects from Evergrande's demise. So they probably gonna let Evergrande, the corporation, they're gonna let it crash, but they're gonna try to keep it from spilling over to the world system. All right. But and you remember Biden? He said it's gonna be a dark winter. You know. The report indicates that the central government may still have a limited appetite for bailing out the company. Despite the global implications, fears about Evergrande not being able to make interest payments have grown in recent weeks and were seen as one of the causes for market sell-offs around the world. All right, so all the investors started panicking and pulled out of their investments, causing a crash. All right, and that's why everybody got scared. The company resolved payments on a local bond on Wednesday, helping to boost Asian markets. However, it is unclear if the company will pay interest due Thursday on its offshore bonds. Bloomberg reported Thursday that authorities in Beijing told the company not to default on those dollar-denominated interest payments. All right, so yeah, man. The two contenders on the table, and China's going to fail. See, they want to prop China up as the new world power. All right. You remember on Black Panther where they had the boy Prince T'Challa and the other guy, I forget his name, man. Michael B. Jordan, that played the character. But they had whenever they wanted to fight over the throne, right? The mediator would show up and set the stage and say, hey, I'm going to strip your power away from you first. The power of the panther shall be stripped away. And they got to fight on the lower level and see who wins. They got to get down there, uncover the thigh. Talking about America being a glorious. Matter of fact, I'm gonna get that real quick. All right, so they're gonna be fighting in the dust, and whoever gets up, China gonna get up. Isaiah 47:1, come down and sit in the dust. All right, in the confusion, O virgin daughter of Babylon. All right, so America got to get down too. They're going to pull up them sleeves, roll up them sleeves, and get dirty and fight. Sit on the ground. There is no throne. See that? No throne for thee, man. O daughter of the Chaldeans, basically a creation of these wicked elites. For thou shalt no more be called tender and delicate. All right, this place ain't called tender and delicate anymore. Take the millstone and grind meal. Uncover thy locks. You know, a woman about to fight, she take a hair out. You know, she tie it up. Make bare the legs and uncover the thigh. Pass over the rivers, man. Like if you're traveling through a river and you had royalty, they would sit up on the horse, and the slave or the lower class individual or the soldier would walk in the river and lead the horse through, while the princess sits up on the tender and delicate woman would sit up on the horse. But now the Lord saying, nah, get your ass off that horse, pull your skirt up. You know, they don't want to get their leg, shit wet. So the Lord saying, yeah, all of that. You're going to walk through this damn water, just like Harriet Tubman. So that what America's being brought low. And in that low condition, they're going to have to rumble. You know, they say the same ones you see going up is the same ones you see going down. Verse 3, thy nakedness shall be uncovered. Thy shame shall be seen. I will take vengeance, and I will not meet thee as a man. All right, so the vengeance and the hostility that's coming from these nations is really from Yahweh Shem Yahushai. All right, spiritual battle. All right, sit thou in silent and get thee into darkness, O daughter of the Chaldeans, for thou shalt no more be called the lady of kingdoms. All right. All right, so they're all being tested. Now, can China handle this heavy weight that's about to be put on it, the storm? But the scriptures say that America is going to be so sensitive that the slightest thing is going to destroy this place and bring it down and cause an uproar and chaos and confusion and sell-offs in the market. This is Ecclesiastes 12 and 3. In the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble. See, the politicians, Biden and all them, they're going to tremble. All right? And the strong men shall bow themselves, or the military and the police. They're going to bow under the hand of the elites. And the grinders shall cease because they are few. So there's not going to be any jobs or employment. And the Walmart is going to come to a grinding halt. There's not going to be any investments, any trading. And without that, there's not going to be any jobs. And those that look out the windows be darkened, man. And the doors shall be shut in the streets. And all the businesses going to be closed. You see they heading towards that now. It sounds like a lockdown, right? When the sound of the grinding is low, right? Even when it starts getting low, that's when you have a recession, all right? A recession is when it falls on the people instead of just the businesses, okay? And so the grinding is low right now, all right? Someday it's going to cease. It's going to stop. There's not going to be any work here. And he shall rise up at the voice of the bird, and all the daughters of music shall be brought low. So all the entertainers, they're being brought low as well. You know, can't travel, can't perform, no money circulating, so they're going to be brought low. All right. And it says the voice of the bird. Man, people going to rise up, not at an alarm clock. But you saw in the lockdown, you walk the street, all you heard was birds. You ain't hear no construction or nothing. Also, when they shall be afraid of that which is high, man. All right, so these heathens, they're afraid of the chariots. They're afraid of the signs and the stars. They're afraid of the asteroids. The Lord said, what? We're not supposed to be amazed at it. All right, amazed at the... don't be afraid of the signs of heaven. The heathens are dismayed at them. All right. Also, when they shall be afraid of that which is high, and fears shall be in the way. All right, that's the storms that they were talking about. Now there's fears lined up for the future of America. People seeing it. And the almond tree shall flourish. All right, the almond tree represents prophecies. The prophecies are flourishing. And the grasshopper shall be a burden. So imagine, you on that last, the board is about to break, and a little feather land on that shit, and the whole damn house just fall. That's what they're talking about. The grasshopper shall be a burden. Something so small is going to be a burden to this place. Anything that moves wrong in America is ultimately causing the demise of this place. But China, watch the difference. Watch the difference, man. But not America. Just like Lehman Brothers. That shit. You see somebody fall on a banana, but then you see somebody trip, or you see somebody tap dancing all over the floor trying not to fall and shit. That's America. Falling all dramatic and shit. All right, so the grasshopper shall be a burden, man. So the smallest thing is going to be a burden to this place, to the market, to the economy. And desire shall fail, right? Especially the investors. They're not going to want to invest in this place anymore. They're going to have sell-offs, all right, pulling out of their investments and out of the dollar. They're not going to desire it anymore. And nobody's going to desire America, the dainties and the glory of this place. And desire shall fail, man, because man goeth to his long home, and the mourners go about the streets, man. It's going to be nothing but death out here. And the mirth of the land is already gone, but it's going to be gone completely. But there's no entertainment. You seen what happened with the entertainers? They started getting gray hair. They fucking gray hair started coming out. They couldn't put dye in their shit no more. Look at Diddy. Look at Kevin Hart. They had to come up with new alternatives like Versus and all this crazy shit. I'm trying to keep a dollar, man. And what happened when all that shuts down and the internet shut down? They're going to be stuck out there. So, yeah, man. So the grasshopper is a burden. So the slightest incident is going to be a burden to this place, America, the economy. All right. 2 Ezra 15 and 46. And thou, Asia, see, China is really the king of Asia. All right. At this moment. Thou, Asia, that art partaker of the hope of Babylon. See, they're partaker of the hope of Babylon. See, what's America's hope? That their houses shall continue forever, that they shall remain the dominant force in the earth. China wanted to be just like America. They rode the back of America until they got to the top. Then they stabbed America in the back. and art the glory of her person, right? Because China got rich off America. If you look on all your products, it says made in China. So they were smart, okay? They found a way to kill the ox or the elephant without using a spear, without going to war. They just sweep the rug from under his feet. All right. 47. Woe be unto thee, see, thou wretched, because thou hast made thyself like unto her, and hast decked thy daughters in whoredom. So all the proxy nations under China, they're being decked in the same whoredom, idolatry, false, wicked policies, communism, whatever they're into, atheism. It says this, that they might please and glory in thy lovers, which have always desired to commit whoredom with thee. See, all the nations that were with America, they really want to be with China. See, even Australia and all them, they're gonna deal with China, man, after a while, you'll see. Because China owns Australia, all right? That should have all the issues going on over there today. Thou hast followed her that is hated in all her works, so and inventions. Therefore saith Yahweh. So China has followed the footsteps of America, and now they become just like America, to the point where they they have met the point where they become a contender for America now. All right, for Babylon. I will send plagues upon thee. See, that's the storm. Man, it's coming from Moab too. Widowhood, poverty. See, so their country's going to be in poverty. Famine, sword, and pestilence, to waste thy houses with destruction and death. And the glory of thy power shall be dried up as a flower. So they calling China the new powerhouse. So we're going to see this in these times where China gets dried up like a flower, their power. All right. Their glory is going to be dried up. The heat shall arise that is sent over thee. Man. All right. So the Lord is going to send fire upon that place, affliction and adversity. And ultimately it's going to be war. Thou shalt be weakened as a poor woman with stripes, man. All right. So the Lord is going to have the fight between America. It's going to be like a knife fight. You ever see a knife fight? Two people fight with a knife. They both come out bloody as hell and half dead. That's what's going to happen with China and America. They're going to fight to the death. All right. But America not going to get back up. Fatally wounded. But China's going to be weakened. All right. Thou shalt be weakened as a poor woman with stripes, and as one chastised with wounds, so that the mighty and lovers shall not be able to receive thee. What that sound like? The Lord gonna use America to do it, to block China from its rise to power. All right, so he said, well, all thy lovers and the mighty ones will not be able to receive China. All right, as the new power in the earth. I'm gonna read this intro to the topic one more time, man. Check this out, because that's what they're doing. They're trying to cut off each other's China's rise to power. U.S. President Joe Biden, Creepy Joe, which he's not the official president, but still, forget Trump too. But it says is holding the first in-person meeting of the Quadrilateral Security Dialogue, better known as the Quad, an informal strategic forum. So it's not formal. I mean, it's not really an entity on the books, but it's just a few nations that's moving together as a unit. Anyway, an informal strategic forum of the United States, Australia, Japan, and India, all democratic countries with a vested interest in countering China's rise in Asia. All right, I'm going to end with this. 2nd Ezra 16:1. Woe be unto thee, O Babylon and Asia. Ooh, see that? Babylon and Asia, man. America and China and those countries over there around it. Woe be unto thee, Egypt and Assyria. Gird up yourselves with cloths of sack and hair. So they're being brought low. Bewail your children and be sorry, for your destruction is at hand. All right? Their destruction is at hand. So with that, I'm going to end it there. As a matter of fact, 14, the plagues, behold, the plagues are sent. See that? It's not just going to be war. The Lord is going to destroy these places by bringing them down low first and taking their glory from them. Behold, the plagues are sent and shall not return again until they come upon the earth. All right. So with that, I'm going to say, Shalom.